How's it going, everybody? My name is Mark, and I want you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna try. I made this video twice, and I still went over 30 minutes because I was showing on Google. There are so many options other than letting yourself get caught up with a name because they figure they can price gouge because of their name. And the main two that I'm talking about is SSL and API. And there are going to be lots of companies. There are going to be lots of people that are going to watch the channel like this and can say, well, this is the reason why they can justify the price. And I just don't agree, because I was looking up the price of the API, and you just have to do this for yourself. For example, the API 2448, that console runs $130,000. The SSL AWS 948 runs $120,000. There's no reason for that. There are consoles that I've seen, and like, for example, and of course I get it, the big large format consoles, the reason why they're so cheap because they're big and people just don't have the room for something like that in a home project studio. But people might have more room for an API of 2448 or the SSL AWS. But really, I was looking on here and I was looking at the Triton. And I was on Google, and the Triton was, I think, the 32 channel, 78 series was here's the Triton 32 channel at Vintage Kings, 32 channel. That means or 24 channel, 8 bus. You're going to get 24 amazing mic pre's and a way more intuitive sweepable band EQ than just 3 little fixed EQs on like a SSL Big 6. Right? $3,000. This is 14,000, right? If you're going to get, we're looking at large consoles right now. This console is 13,000, right? Or 14,000. But here is the SSL origin. It was 49,000, right? It jumped up to 59,000. 32 channel. 60 grand for the SSL. $14,000 for the Triton. And I shook my head. I couldn't believe this. Okay. Here is the the 24 channel 8 bus Triton 78 series Vintage King, 24,999. We're talking about large count. This is what I'm saying. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to convince themselves that, well, the SSL is going to sound better than Triton. No, it's not. They're going to sound different, but you're going to get amazing results with the Triton like you would on the SSL. And I was looking at other options. Like I saw an API 32 channel 8 bus. The 20. This is by the seller at Vintage King. Here is an API 24 channel. Actually, it's 48 because it's got dual. It's got the same concept like my Behringer Eurodesk. It's got 24 faders, but there's also additional 24 inputs to give you 48 channels. So, of course, the API is going to have better components than the Eurodesk, naturally. But the point is, 32 channel API $113,000, or the SSL Origin for $60,000, right? Right? So, okay. Now, I'll do one more thing. Here's the Neve. The Neve Genesis VR, the Neve 32 channel. Here's a Neve Genesis. This one's being sold at Sweetwater for $42,000. SSL, or go get the Neve 32 channel. And this Neve, it has DAW control. But I'm gonna tell you what I would do, because I know between Trident, SSL, API, and Neve, there are at least another 40 consoles that tracked millions of artists, like AMEC, Focusrite, Tascam, Helios, Audient, Euphonics, Soundtrack. A lot of the consoles at Sunset Sound Studios in LA had a lot of soundtracks before they moved over to a modified API. They were using soundtracks. They'll even tell you that. Neotech, like that's one of Steve Albini, who's a Grammy Award winning mixing engineer, uses a Neotech. I saw a Neotech used console for sale on, I believe I saw it on Reverb. Here's a Neotech. Of course, it ended because people knew exactly what it was. For 20 grand, let's say the SSL Origin, 60 grand. Or you can get a Neotech for 20 grand. I saw some Neve VRs. Matter of fact, I thought I saw a Neve VR on here for sale too. Neve VR, if you don't go with the Neve Genesis, VR console. I saw a Neve VR 36 channel. Of course, I think this was the list is suspended. Here's a Neve 36 channel VR console that was for $19,999 on Reverb. This is a Neve VR series with the Rupert Neve flying faders and the Neve award-winning Neve preamps and the award-winning Neve EQ. 20 grand. You might have to spend, let's say you have a few channels that have some issues. They're all modular. You can always pull the channel out, get the channel fixed, and then get whatever channel's fixed. Spend 5 to 10 grand getting it back up to specs. Drop you another 5 grand or whatever, 3 to 5 grand on a really nice sounding audio interface like an Apogee Symphony, RME, Antelope or whatever the case. Even the Apollo, the Apollo, great sounding audio interface. And get your little DAW controller, or you can, if you whatever case, if you have to have the DAW control in the console, the Neve Genesis is ideal. And it's only $42,000 compared to spending 60 grand on a Neve. I mean, spending 60 grand on the SSL Origin. And I dare someone to sit there, oh, the SSL sounds better than Neve. You blew your mind. You're smoking crack. Because everyone knows the Neve is the top brand out there. So here's a Neve VR, and I saw a few Neve VRs on. I saw quite a few Neves for sale. I don't know what. I think. Let me see. I don't know if this is, here's a Neve VR 60. This is a Neve VR I saw, 36,000. This is a Neve VR 60 channel, Neve VR, $36,000. The Neve VR. People are probably wondering why I'm making this video again about these prices. Because API on their newest consoles cannot justify the price, what they're asking. Even the Neve Genesis Black, I think it's still cheaper than the SSL. Black, I think the Neve, it is. I believe the Neve, I think it's still cheaper. .32 channel. Even the latest with DAW controller, even the Neve G32000. If I'm going to spend $60,000 on Origin, I'm really going to. This is only $5,000 more. I might as well go ahead and finance the Neve Genesis Black. See, you know, because the Neve Genesis at one point was up to $100,000. And it's a hybrid system. In other words, it's designed to work with DAWs. But I'm gonna tell you what I would actually do for that kind of money. If I was spending $1,000, I would get something like this Neve VR 60. This is a little bit bigger than my Allen and Heath because it's, you know, my Allen and Heath is 48 channel. This will probably be about another 1.5 foot bigger. I'm gonna go with this Neve VR 60. I already have an Antelope interface, 32 channel interface. And I'm going to use my DAW controller, but I'm going to run it through the Neve sound. That's $36,000. Yeah, I might have to spend a few thousand to get some channels back up to specs, but I can pull out of 60 channels. I guarantee 30. All 60 channels are not going to be bad. You might have maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6, or whatever. But you're going to get the amazing Neve VR sound. This is the console that you see. That you see in Capitol Studios. They have a VR. Air Studios and in London, you know, there's a lot of studios that have the VR. Kindway Studios out of Los Angeles. United Ocean Way has a Neve VR console. It's the same console. So you're going to get an amazing console sound. Why are you spending... So let me wrap the video up. It goes back to, if I'm going to spend $6,000 on a really tiny, small console, and like I said, most of us already have an interface and a DAW controller. And most interfaces down, I don't care if it's an M-Audio, Audient, even the new Universal Audio Vote. That, of course, it doesn't have enough channels. But if you're going to spend, I would rather spend $36,000, spend about $3,000 to $5,000 on something like the Antelope, like you already got the Antelope, or an Apogee Symphony, or the Apollo, or, you know, whatever the case, RME or the Lynx Aurora. Get you a really great sounding interface and a DAW controller. Drop another, you know, maybe $5,000 to $6,000 in interface and the controllers, and get this really great sounding Neve VR console if you have the room. Most people won't have the room, but if you have something, if you need something smaller in a console, like the same size of the Neve, like that SSL AWS 948, you need something that small, smaller. Instead of spending $118,000 on an SSL AWS, get the Triton 32 channel. It's only $30,000 compared to $120,000. And get your nice sounding interface and a controller. Because that other $90,000, you know how much outboard gear, microphones and cables and monitors and acoustic treatment and everything else you can get for the other $90,000 you'll spend on one console. And if you really want to go with it, there's the AMEC. If you find out the history, yeah, Rupert Neve created AMEC. There's an AMEC 44 channel for $6,000. Use an external audio interface and a controller, and you know how much gear you can really get for you spend $6,000. And there's still people out there to repair in case it has some issues. They can bring back the specs. You know, even if I bought that AMEC for $6,000, find a company that can bring up the spec for drop another $5,000 in it, bring it up to specs. That's still $10,000, $11,000. You know how much outboard gear you can get, microphones. You can get so much stuff for the half the price of buying one SSL AWS. So to wrap the video up, do not let SSL and API, because that's what they're doing now. They'll sell you anything because they got their name on it, and they won't give you much. And you think you're getting a lot, and you're not. When there's so many options, this video is not long enough to explain how many great, amazing consoles are out there. You would be better off finding a used console to give you a lot more mic pre's, way more E2. Yeah, I know you don't get the audio interface, but most of us already have audio interfaces. And for the money that you spend on a used console like an AMEC or whatever the case may be, because AMECs are Rupert Neve consoles, the money you can spend on something like the AMEC for $6,000, you can spend, if you're going to spend that kind of money, you can get a really great sounding interface, because you're going to run sound through the console, into the interface anyway, into the DAW. Bring it back out through the DAW to sum it to a nice, great sounding console and get you a controller. And you're going to of course, you're going to get your nice patch bay and some outboard gear. You're going to buy outboard gear anyway. Most people are. They're using more than just the plugins because they realize sometimes the outboard gear is just giving you a little bit more than just the plugins. So to sum up the video, the whole point is, whenever a company like API, and it's mainly API more than the other ones that I'm noticing now, API and SSL are just, I would not spend $130,000 on an API because it's an API. I just wouldn't. When I know I can get great, amazing sound out of a Neotech. And trust me, if the Neotechs is amazing, if Steve Albini, and there are lots of studios that have Tritons in their studios. A lot of studios use Triton and they get amazing sound. I would rather go with the Triton. I know I'm going to get amazing sound out of a Triton over spinning, because if I have to have an SSL, I'm going to go with a large format SSL like that one you saw for $41,000. Excuse me. Or this Neve VR for $36,000. I'm just going to go that route. If I'm going to get console, I'm not going to. If I'm going to spend $50,000, $60,000 on an SS Origin, I'm going to get the Neve VR. So I made this video before. And I'm just making it again because, once again, this is really more about justifying. SSL can't justify what they're asking for their stuff today. They just can't. Neither can API. You know, you'll be better off getting 500 series stuff, because at least the API 500 series and the SSL 500 series is extremely affordable. That stuff is way more affordable than the mixers. You know, the SSL 6 sell a 500 series, the same circuits that come in their 6, they sell a 500 series, and it's only $400. If you have to have the 6, if you have to go that route, get you a 500 series, get you 3 or 4. You can get 4, 5, or 6. They're $400, 6 sometimes 4. You know, you do the math. You know, and so I'm like, well, $1,600. You know, that's $2,400. Yeah, exactly. You got 6 mic pre's in EQ in a 500 series, then spending $3,000. That's going to do it for the video. I just think there's when it comes to consoles, there's a lot more options than spending $60,000 on the Origin when I can get this Neve VR for $36,000. Once again, okay, I'm doing it because every time I look at this product and I see these prices, and the price is ridiculous. I'm like, really? That's excessive. $118,000 for an SSL AWS 948 for $120,000 when I know I can get a Triton, or I can get a classic SSL or Neve for a fourth of the price. Yep. Y'all have a good one.